Good day to you, Store Nation. Thank you for joining me. This is the month in numbers. We're looking back at what happened in March, the good stuff and the bad stuff. A lot of you know that I've mentioned it already quite a few times on this podcast. I have had some private coaching from Anne Ballard, and it's made me realize, do you know what? Sometimes, all the time, I focus too much on a lot of the figures that don't matter. The underlying figure that matters more than anything else is your revenue, what revenue you are taking. Luckily, our costs are very much static in this sort of industry. And I just want to give you one takeaway because I'm also preparing for my mastermind as well. The best part of a mastermind, I believe, is the work that you do pre-mastermind to get all the figures correct. Because you have to present, you have to show, you have to give everybody all your numbers. And so all your numbers have to be in order. And so when you're going through this, then you see things that you don't normally see. And I probably will do another episode on my quarter when I get them all the profit and loss and management accounts all sorted as well. But this is just my work before the accountant gives me his work and I put it together in this, binder or whatever, presentation to show the rest of the business owners. And so I was going through the numbers for data that I have, true period revenue. This is how much of a fantastic year we have had in self-storage. So in quarter one in 2021, so this quarter, my revenue was 165. This is true period revenue, by the way. My revenue, which is near as damn it, the proper revenue, my revenue was 100. This is just for Stormore as well. And I won't interrupt myself again, I promise. My revenue was £165, £752.50. That was my revenue for January, February, March. The year before, so quarter one, 2020, January, February, and March. So the lockdown happened. I could be wrong, but I think it happened around about the 25th or something of March, late March anyway. So coronavirus wouldn't have affected quarter one, or the majority of quarter one. It wouldn't have affected, maybe a slight bit, but not too much. Quarter one, 2020, my takings, my true period revenue was £112,597.01. That's a difference of £53,155.49 from quarter one, 2020 until quarter one, 2021. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. In quarter four, last year, so 2020, the last quarter, I took £155,616.69 my true period revenue. And bearing in mind, I thought that was absolutely bloody amazing. I was over the moon with it. And this quarter, obviously, we took 165, blah, blah, blah. So that means that we have increased from last quarter to this quarter of true period revenue of £10,135.81 at Stormore. So really, really happy with that. And at the end of the day, Anne Ballard was just keep it simple. Revenue. I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah. And so if I keep it simple and I look from an aerial point of view, then it's a fantastic quarter. But then what I do, I delve deeper. One, because I've got the time to do so, I'm very, very lucky. And two, because I'm a bit of a geek and a bit of a nerd and I love my figures. But if I had, somebody else was saying to me, but Dean, when you have more stores, you won't have the time to go through the nitty gritty, and you'll take away some of what makes your store special. And I was like, no, that's where you're wrong. I think that I overanalyze because I've got the time to do so. If I've got more time, then I wouldn't be worried about if I got less time, I couldn't overanalyze every single site. It's like Beverly. So Beverly, our true period revenue last month was the best we've ever had £12,600 and something, the best it's ever been. And I'm a little bit worried. Not worried, a little bit, yeah, definitely not worried, apprehensive. Because I'm thinking, okay, this is with 98% full or whatever we are, I don't know the exact figure, but we're very full. And I'm thinking, yeah, but okay, it's the best ever month we've ever had on true period revenue. But what happens when the other self-storage opens and I start going down that rabbit hole? But if I had less time, I'd just look at the numbers, the KPIs that mean the most, and I think, Beverly, tick, that's fine. And then obviously, if it started going down, if I looked at Beverly and thought, right, okay, Beverly has gone down this month or this quarter. Why has it gone down? Then I'd delve a little bit deeper. But I don't need to delve any deeper at the minute because Beverly's absolutely fine. What I should be doing is putting up my prices at Beverly, because if we stick to the method that's taught everywhere, then especially the Ballard method, Ballard, stop it. Then we should be putting up prices, because when we've got less of a size unit, we should put them in prices. But I'm not. Why? Because I've overthought it. I'm overthinking it and thinking about the actual competition that's coming. Rightly or wrongly, I don't want to say defensive, because it's not defensive. I aren't being as aggressive with it, because yes, we haven't got many units available. I think we've got 3 units available on the whole site, 4 probably by the end of this week. And so, yeah, I should be putting up the prices, but I'm not. Why aren't I? Because I'm thinking about the other store, because I've delved down that rabbit hole a little bit deeper. If I didn't have time to delve down that rabbit hole, I would never be fully aware about the other store. Maybe I might have been a little bit aware, but if it's not affecting the revenue, the top line, do whatever, and I'll keep doing my job. So I strongly believe that the more sites I get, the better owner I will become. And so many people think that it's going to take away from what I do. I mean, I must have rang Angela going through these monthly figures 3 or 4 times, because I'm asking about this, I'm asking about that, I'm questioning this, and ultimately I'm questioning things that don't really matter. So ultimately, my takeaway of this little rant, and then I'll get into the monthly figures, is number 1, we had a fantastic quarter in terms of revenue. Both sites, brilliant, over the moon. And number 2, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. We really, I especially, I know that I overthink it more than everybody else, without a shadow of a doubt. But yeah, what does that mean? But yeah, great grammar, great English. But yeah, I do overthink it. I do. So that's my one big takeaway that I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to minimize them, and I'm going to get the monthly figures here. Right. So the amount of quotes we've had, and I've got another big takeaway, by the way, for you guys, which I'll get to in a minute. Rightly or wrongly, this is what I'm doing, and you guys can have your own opinion on it. It's got to work for you. You've got to be comfortable with it, but I'll get to that in a minute. Right. The amount of quotes, 263 quotes in the month of March. I've got a note here, highest ever, which is good. That's 8.48 quotes per day, on average, highest ever. Number of reservations, 61, not the highest ever. Conversions, quotes to reservations is 30%. 30% quotes to reservations. That, my friends, is wonderful. That's where we want to be. That's quotes to reservations. We want to be 30%. That's where we aim for. Quotes. So then I'll go on to the move-ins now as I try to find the move-ins. Wow, we had a lot of move-ins. So we had 61 move-ins as well. Number of new move-ins. Yeah, 61 move-ins, which means that if that was correct, then we should be exactly the same conversion. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to pause this for a second, and I am going to have to just have a look at this and see if there is a mistake or if I'm reading this wrong on the fly, which I could be. So I won't be a second, my friends. And we're back. So I should have actually recorded that conversation, because it'd been good to see behind the scenes. So we've made a mistake. Well, I haven't. I'm just reading the information. Right. So the mistake was number of reservations was 68. So we've done 68 reservations, and the conversion quotes to reservations is correct, 30.04. So that was the error. So the number of move-ins is 61. So we've done 61 move-ins, which is a conversion rate of 23.19%. So we're on track again now. So 23.19 for those of you who are interested. We aim for 25. So conversions to move-ins, that's what we aim for, 25% there. Cancelled reservations is 10. That's 14%. That is really high. Really high. We don't know what the reason. I haven't delved deeper. Again, there I am delving deep. We don't know what the reasons is there, but expired reservations is 1, so that's 1.47. So cancelled reservations is a percentage of the overall reservations, which was 68, so 14.71%. Okay, On to marketing. This is where I've got some interesting takeaways for you. So marketing, Google, as ever, number of inquiries is 192. That's 73% of our overall inquiries came from Google. Number of new customers from Google is 33. Number of square foot moved in from Google is 2,800. So therefore, percentage of new move-ins from Google is 54%. There's an increase there from previous months because normally it's around about 48, 49. So there's an increase there, which is good. But there's a reason for the increase, and that is because of our spend on the Google, on the amounts we spend on pay-per-clicks, basically. And I'll get to that in a minute because that's my next tab after the marketing. So word of mouth, we had 27 inquiries, which was 10% of our overall inquiries, but word of mouth moved in 870 square foot, which is 16% of our overall inquiries. 16% of our overall move-in, came from word of mouth, even though it was only 10% of our overall inquiries. Signs, check this one out, babies. Don't know why I've called you babies, but babies, check this one out. 24% of 24 inquiries came from signs. That's 9% of our overall inquiries. However, 735 square foot moved in, which was 13% of our overall move-ins. 13% of our overall move-ins came from signs. Interesting. Belvedere 24. 4 inquiries from Belvedere 24, which is 1.52% of our overall inquiries, but we had 435 square foot moved in, which was 7% of our overall move-ins. So fascinating that Belvedere 24 customers who ring up are very, very hot. They're a very hot lead. Used before. This is it. This is bananas. Number of inquiries, 1 for used before, and that's 0.38%. Not even a percent. 0.38% came from. That's how many inquiries. That was a percentage of our inquiries. However, we had 200 square foot moved in and 3 customers, and so that means it was 5% of our overall move-ins. Fantastic. Social media, nobody moved in from social media. Right, here's the interesting bit. Google ad spend for the month, £4,498.16. That is whopping. That is a lot. People are squinting and thinking, what? How much are you spending on Google ads? That's like 60 grand a year. Nearly that. Well, not quite. 52, 53, 54 grand a year. Actual cost on advertising for Google this month per move-in. So per move-in was £136.31. Actual cost, so it costs us £136 to acquire a customer from Google. But we all know that all customers are not made equally, although sometimes we look at it, spread it out, and we look at lifetime value of a customer. But the average lifetime value of a customer, what Rennie said the other day was genius on the webinar. It was so simple, but so good. And the average stay is maybe 10 months or whatever. But like Rennie said, we know nobody stays 10 months. They're either in 3 or 4 months or they stay in years. And it just so happens that the average is 10 months. I was like, oh, that is so good. Yeah, so true. So the actual cost of advertising this month for Google per square foot of moving was £1.61. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tab open now, and I'm going to get the marketing tab open, and I'm going to go through what previous months were. So marketing tab, let's have a look, see if I can get it quickly. I was looking at this not so long ago, so hopefully it should be here somewhere. I found it here. So it costs £1.61 per square foot to move in. So how does that compare? Because I believe this is the best metrics that I can find, that I can use to see how well we're doing. And it wasn't very good last month. And obviously, with the £4,498 on Google ad spends, then guess what? It was only £136 per customer, which I'm fine with. I'm okay with that because last month was 125. The month before that was 125. Then it was 104, 107, 119, 86, 66, 95, 143. So I'm okay with that. It's a little bit high, but here's what's concerning. Here. The Google ad spend per square foot was £1.61. The cost to acquire per square foot from Google, £1.61. if I look at previous months, this is the highest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. So previous ads cost per square foot was £1.30, £1.37, £1.03, £1.14, £1.33, 0.99, 0.82, 1.13. And so £1.61 is a little bit high. Now, small sample size, really small sample size. It could be something as stupid as that Google, because they charge me, I don't know about you guys, but they charge me in incremental when I get to £500 basically of ad spend. So they could have charged me on the first for the previous month. So that's why it's not 100% reliable. And they could have charged me on the very end of a month as well. So when really maybe it could have been an extra £1,000 cheaper just by one day, either on 2 payments. But we don't know that. I don't know that. I ain't got them figures. Again, I don't want to go too much down rabbit holes. So that's why we can't take a small sample size. But in essence, at first look, then it does look as though last month was expensive to acquire a customer a little bit and to acquire square footage. So it's just something to keep an eye on. Not saying that it was a bad month in terms of pay-per-click, because every month is different as well. Don't forget, you can't set your watch by it. There's no way you can, that you say, right, if I spend this much, I know that I'm going to convert. Some months are going to be better and some months are going to be worse. And so last month, it was just something that was further down than we would. It was more expensive to acquire square footage than normal. And this is why I don't mind spending big money on Google Ads, because if I'm on top of it all the time and watching the data, knowing how much square foot's worth, how much a customer's worth to me, then that's okay. But it's when you're not on it then that's when I feel like, yeah, you should cap it. So some people will be thinking, well, why are you capping your Google Ad spend? But why? I still don't get it. Unless money's a problem, unless you haven't got a lot of square footage available, then why would you ever cap your square footage? Your not your square footage, sorry, your ad spend, because it doesn't make any sense. Because if it's valuable at the start of a month or the start of a day, then surely that click is still valuable at that time, at whatever time. Doesn't matter if it's start of a day or the end of the day. If you know the value of a customer and you're spending less to acquire a customer than they will give you over their lifetime with you, then why wouldn't you spend more? Why would you cap it? I would honestly love someone to come on this podcast and talk to me about this, because if you disagree, or just talk to me private, because I genuinely, I want to educate myself and I want to learn, and every book and everything that I'm reading and all my mentors, some are in self-storage, are thinking this way. So if somebody is questioning me and how we do things, then yeah, let me in on it. Let me know, because the way I'm seeing it, I don't know why I haven't heard an argument against it, or I haven't had an argument for capping your ad spend, unless money's a problem, or unless that you haven't got the square footage. That's the only thing I can think that I can see. Okay, so let's have a look. So I'll tell you what, before we go any further, let's have a quick word from our sponsors. Hey, I'm back. Right, so here we go. New move-ins. So this is new customers, 61 customers, as we know. Number of square foot moved in, 5,440, which was tremendous. So that was brilliant. Square footage total, that's including customers taking extra rooms, etc., was 7,050 square foot. 7,050 square foot. Incredible. Square foot moved out, 5,630. That's the highest ever. It was the highest ever move in, but it was the highest ever move out as well. It was a churn rate of like 20%, I think it was. So which is high, which is really high. So net result is positive 1,325 square foot. So all rooms moved in was 76. All rooms moved out was 58. The net for the month is 18. And so we have total internal rooms occupied of 341. Total containers moved in, 5. Total containers moved out were 5. So we've got 23 containers occupied. Car parking in, none. Car parking moved out, none. So we've still got 18. Square foot occupied is 28,370 at Stormore. percentage occupancy of store is 78.61%, but I've got an asterisk here. We added another 2,550 square foot this month. So therefore, obviously, that makes a difference, a big difference. Lock sales was, we sold 32 locks, 52%. Yeah, that is not good. Lock sales, 52%, not good. Total packaging sales was £1,055.06. So the average sales per new move-in was £17.30. We aim for 25 quid, but we haven't been there for some time. Let's have a look. True period revenue is 56,200 rent ex VAT. Yeah, this is ex VAT, insurance, and late charges only. So it's £56,209.76. So a good month for true paid revenue. I want to get to 60,000. I'm hoping this month will be 60,000 and we'll have an increase of 3,800, but it probably won't. We'll probably get there in May. May. We'll get there in May. So actual revenue for store, including VAT, this is the actual cash we took, was £70,880. I've already mentioned this on another podcast, so I won't go into actual revenue, but yeah, it was a good month for actual revenue. Total amount of new insurance, oh baby, £405,000 worth of new insurance this month that we've taken. 405,000. So that is crazy. The average insurance sold per move-in for all move-ins. This is for all move-ins. This is all people who's taken an extra room as well. So this distorts the figures as well, because if you've taken an extra room, more often than not, they're saying, look, I've still got the same stuff. I just can't fit it in there, but the insurance covered me for that room. So therefore, it covered me for my whole of my belongings. So therefore, if I'm taking another room, it doesn't matter because I've insured my belongings that I'm putting in. And so that's where it distorts the figure a little bit. So it's £5,546. But the amount of insurance on average sold for new move-ins only is £6,409 per move-in. That is nuts. Number of times a van is rented out. If you're not doing free van hire, you really should try to find a way of doing it, because we rented out the van 27 times last month. That's the Transit, the Luton. What's your bets? Do you think the Luton will be more than 27 or less than 27? The Transit keeps winning, but is it going to win this month? Place your bets now. Even money, each of two. My bookmakers days. I love it. I miss it. 50 quid, Dave. 50 quid, Steve. Right, you're on. Oh, God, here we go. I'm thinking of a bookmaker again. It was actually the Transit one. We took 24 van hires this month for the Luton. So a total of 51 van hires in total, which meant that the van hire revenue, because we charge 40, I can't remember what we charge now, 30 quid, 45 quid. I don't know. Luton's more expensive. Somewhere on there, we've just increased it £5, which means that we've took the total van revenue is £1,890. £1,890 on revenue for the vans, which means it pays for itself massively and also adds a little bit in our van copper jar, doesn't it? So the amount of FIFO reviews, we got 7 5-star reviews for service, 6 5-star reviews for product, and we got 1-star review on one 4-star review for service and 1 4-star review on product as well. Google reviews, it's a good month for very, very good month for reviews. We got 7 Google reviews. I've been doing a SEO course for self-storage, and it's incredible. Spent thousands on it for this guy who's unbelievable, but I've been going through what he's found because he's basically, the reason why I've got him to do it is because I need a checklist, because this guy is becoming the stars, the entrepreneurs, the stars of entrepreneurship, the big names. He's becoming their go-to guy, and his day rates are going up and up and up and up and up and up. And there's going to be a point where he's just not going to have the time, and I'm not going to have a budget for him to help me with mine. So I've got him to do a checklist, a video walkthrough, and everything. And I've been watching it, listening to it, because he's done it now for me. And and it literally is. It's incredible. It really is. And he talks about Google reviews, that they help your business. 25% of your of your SEO standing is with your reviews and your Google My Business page. That's what he's worked out with his formula. Obviously, nobody knows exactly, but yeah, it looks good. What am I going to do with it? It is literally too good to give away. There's no way that I can give this away. It costs me too much money. Normally, I give everything away. I'm probably going to sell it, or I've got an idea for, I don't know, mastermind membership that people ask me about. I don't know what's happening yet, but people have mentioned this SEO to me and course, and I'm still going through it because I want to learn it. I want to educate myself. I want to just learn what I can do about this. But yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal at it. And so just in case he ever goes anywhere and I can't pay him and get him to do my stuff, then I've got a step-by-step guide of what he needs to do. But it's bloody confusing and complicated, I've got to say. So, well, I'm never going to do it. I'm going to pass it over to somebody else. I'm going to get like a VA or something who's capable and good with Google and say, right, here's the checklist. Just complete this for me to make sure that we're good. Because with our SEO, we're top on every search in Hull, which is good. But obviously, with this guy's criteria, I'd be very disappointed if he wasn't top. Okay. In terms of revenue, I think I've gone through the revenue. I've gone through loads of things with you guys today. Bloody hell, 30 minutes I've been talking. If anybody's got any questions, then reach out, let me know, deanbooty@icloud.com. I love talking to self-storage owners, people who are interested in self-storage, people who work in self-storage. I love self-storage. It is literally, as you know, I've mentioned before, I have benched a lot of other things in my life in terms of focus and where all my time goes. It is all focused in self-storage because I just feel that self-storage is a real gift and a great opportunity for us all. Okay, right. That is me over and out. And yes, I am still wearing this hat, Doug. Every time he sees me, he says, "You're still wearing that hat?" Yeah, I am. Yeah. It's because by the way, I'm realizing that I'm on a podcast and a lot of people won't even be watching me. But yeah, on the reason I'm doing it is because I've got COVID hair. I ain't cut my hair for God knows how long. It's going grey and everything. Anyway, shut up, Dean, go. Right, have a wonderful month, guys. And we've got another episode. Let's see. I'm going to tell you what's happening on Friday, if I can. Let's have a look. Friday hacking self-storage for competition. Oh, right, yeah. We're talking SSA. SSA this week. It'll be a good episode for you guys, especially for the people who don't go on the webinars and especially people who aren't a member. Yeah, so we're talking importance of SSA. All right, my friends, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. And if there's any subject you want me to cover on Feedback Friday, let me know. And I will research it and give you the information you need. All right, see you soon. Have a great day, week, month, year. See you later. Bye-bye.